massive news that could not be any more bittersweet if you tried. And we're going to watch. They released a trailer today.
I didn't see it.
A couple hours ago.
I didn't see it.
We're going to be doing a live viewing.
Oh, my goodness. A reaction.
A reaction.
All right. I need my headphones, which...
I have the one set that's here. So I'll give the run in. Here we go. Big money. It's been 12 years. And baby doll, let me tell you, everyone has been holding back this nut for a decade more. Half-Life episode... No, it's actually not episode 3. I'm sorry. Everyone that wanted a conclusion to Half-Life, you're not getting it. It's called Half-Life Alyx. And as the title would suggest, it's following Alyx and her adventures. So if you were interested in Half-Life Alyx, well, then I've got great news for you. We've got that covered. It's but how it's listed, and somebody can correct me in chat if this isn't the case, because I want to be really sure about this, but it's a flagship VR only. I have VR only in question mark. Can you play this without VR? If you can't, then that makes it even crazier to me. But anyway, a flagship VR title with the announcement that was just made today with a video that we are going to watch in a moment. It is VR only. Oh my God. So not only did Valve finally, after all this radio silence and memeing from Gabe himself, not only did they finally come out with a Half-Life game that wasn't Episode 3, they also made it VR exclusive. There is no way to play this game currently without a VR headset.
I heard.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think this is a hot take.
Let's watch this first.
That's fucking stupid.
It is stupid.
No matter how good this trailer is about to be, my take is the same. To announce not Half-Life Episode 3 or Half-Life 3 after 12 years, and then to make it VR exclusive when VR headsets are still, by and large, extraordinarily expensive.
You know what they're trying to sell, bro?
VR headsets.
Boom. Get fucked.
Guess who's not buying one?
Adam.
Right here. Suck my dick. I'm not buying a VR headset for 3 video games. Are you serious?
Oh, if you're a diehard Half-Life fan, you will.
Yeah, no.
You know how many...
Let me plug you in real quick.
I wonder, you think they'll break 1 million VR headsets sold for this one game? They're literally going to put VR headsets into people's houses for this experience.
Not a chance in hell.
That's what they're going to do, bro. They're going to remortgage their houses to experience this.
I cannot envision. It's hard enough to sell somebody to buy a console for a single game. You know, sometimes a game comes along that's so special where you say, you know what? This is a game that you buy a console for. Right? That's what the original Xbox, Halo, did. People bought it specifically for Halo.
Yep.
The difference between buying a console and buying a current VR headset, the cost difference is fucking huge. You're spending over $1,000 to get in as an entry ticket. Then you buy the game. And then oh yeah, by the way, your PC has to be able to run it well. Not very many graphics cards going to be crushing this shit in VR that are south of $700. So your buy-in for this game is literally like $2,000 for a lot of people.
You want to know what Half-Life is to a lot of people?
$2,000?
It's their dog. You know what people would do for their pets? Anything.
I'm sorry. I'm the guy that if my dog randomly had like cancer or some shit, and the doctor came to me and said it's going to be like $50,000 in like 6 months worth of treatment, I'd say, you know what?
Yeah, but
it's been a good run.
But $2,000. It's a bit of a difference, right?
Only if that's the only $2,000 that's good. It's good.
But that is the fandom, bro. There's a reason why it's VR only. There is a reason why it's VR only. Got him.
All right, let's get this bad boy up.
Let's see how good this thing looks.
I bet you it looks fire. I'm gonna be honest with you. I bet you it looks fire. But does it look $2,000 fire?
Let's find out.
Here we go. Get this up. Swap our screens over here. All right, let's check it out. Let's see what we got.
Turn
What's
this
our
bitch
volume?
up.
What's our volume at? I have no idea how loud this is going to be.
Not loud enough. Turn me up. I can't hear shit.
It's very quiet in general right now.
Oh, okay.
Alyx?
I'm here. So what's the plan?
If we can get this weapon, what we're doing here could change things forever.
There's no straight shot to the vault. I'm gonna head inside, find a way out.
Got it. I'm with you every step of the way. You're gonna need a gun. Don't worry, it's unloaded. It's unloaded now.
Combine channel's really picking up. They know you're coming. You need to get out of here, now. Oh, God.
They've got Dad.
They're gonna find out what he knows, and then they're gonna kill him.
All this is my fault. I never told you. I couldn't. I'm so sorry, baby.
You will not save him. Alyx Vance alone cannot prevent his fate.
Close your eyes, honey.
Oh,
Oh, look who it is.
March 2020.
Valve Index, Vive, Oculus, and Windows MR. It looked like a video game, Jeff. It looked like a video game. It looked like a video game
Hot take.
that you could play.
Hot take.
Hot garbage?
Hot mess, bro. Looks like, bro, the hands. The
Well, I mean,
hands
you
with
have
no
to,
arms.
If you're in VR, like there's like, I guess there's a fine line. Like if they tried to put like an arm to it and you were like moving around, it would probably look real fucking jank. Like people are gonna be like
Bruh.
trying to do like all the weird shit with their
I
arms.
know, it's just,
Look, you know what? The thing that what oddly, I'm trying not to be cynical about this. Graphically and everything, it looked fine.
it's gonna be a
It
5 hour.
sound-
It's
it
gonna
sound-
be a 5-hour game.
It's
bro.
probably gonna be pretty short.
It's gonna be a 5-hour game.
You know what? You know what stood out to me the most in that entire thing, where I wanted to check out, was, for me, depending on the genre when it comes to VR headsets, there is a fine line between form and function, right? Between between a mechanic being in place because it's cool and it makes gameplay fun, and then there's we're doing it because we have hands now, and so we're gonna put it in. And the thing that stood out to me was she sees some enemies, and she turns to the right, and there's the shelf. And she like takes the hands and starts like moving objects aside to find some shells to put in her gun, which you're like, wow, fuck me.
So realistic.
So realistic, Jeff.
Because I'd move shit.
But in practice, I don't want to do that. I want to pick up an ammo box and have the ammo. And that's pretty much it. That's the show. Because it keeps the gameplay moving. Unless you're making a game that's intentionally slow-paced, and maybe this is in some weird way, like the combat sequences are very very designed, designed, you know what I mean? Like where it's meant to play out in a relatively specific way.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then you can get away with stuff like this. If this is a game where stuff is relatively active and happening, I don't want to be fucking like moving cans of Spam out of the way.
I just don't want to be wearing a VR headset, if I'm just going to keep it real with you.
The new ones are finally getting lighter, and eventually it will be fine. But right now, I don't want to wear that. I don't want to wear that shit. As cool as it would be, and I maintain that still right now for me personally as a gamer, and obviously we aren't representative of everyone. There's lots of people very excited about this. The only thing I want to wear VR for, or would want to, would be
Puzzle.
flight simulator type stuff. Maybe driving.
I don't even want to do that.
That's a maybe. But puzzle adventure is the number one for me, full stop.
Yeah.
Where it's slow and there's tactile things in the environment.
Yeah.
Everything else about VR, I could not care less. And yeah, I mean, personally, nothing about that.
You know what this is? This is just a money grab to sell fucking...
Well, it's definitely a way to try and push some more headsets. And this is, and
I think this is the only thing that this is the only reason why they're doing this, bro.
Well, and for Valve, when they made Half-Life in the past, they showcased like their physics engine, and then they were showcasing the Source 2 engine with the follow-ups, and so it's always Half-Life's always been kind of attached to Valve pushing some sort of internal thing, you know, an experiment of some kind, and now they're choosing VR to be their thing. And
yeah, but this isn't even a Half-Life game, bro. This is going to be a 5-hour demo reel to get you to buy a headset. There's a reason why this is not called Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
Because this is not a Half-Life full-blown game. I can guarantee you this, because when people get this shit and they blow through this in 4 or 5 hours and they experience this and it's not what they're used to experiencing, they're gonna be grateful, I guess, that they have a Half-Life game. But then another 10 years, whatever, they'll announce a Half-Life 3, the official sequel to whatever was previous.
I'm still not convinced we're actually ever going to see that.
Well, we might not.
You know, again, this all comes down to how much do you really fucking love Half-Life? Because unless you already have a computer, at the bare minimum, maybe you're like me and you have a 2080 Ti or some shit in your computer. So the graphics card's already been paid for.
Yeah.
And maybe then you're like, okay, I don't have a VR headset. This is the thing that I needed to hook me on getting VR. You're still paying $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $1,200. Dollars.
And most people ain't got this VR headset. I'm just gonna
as an entry
tell
point
you that right now
to get in on it.
Yeah.
And I promise you, for this game to be even worth playing in VR, you're not gonna get the bare bones end of the VR spectrum. You're gonna be getting like the Valve Index Vive end of the spectrum.
Yep.
The big boys in the space.
Yep.
And that's a lot to ask from people, where the current catalog of games that they can play after they're done their 5-hour Half-Life campaign is Beat Saber. And some more Beat Saber.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
There are a handful of games worth playing in VR. And I mean a handful.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
Yeah. People are buying this for Half-Life. Valve knows this. That's why they're doing it. It's VR
Yikes.
exclusive. Which means if you don't own that shit, you ain't playing that shit. Get fucked.
This is a big yikes, bro.
This is not Half-Life 3, guys. Don't get it twisted. They're selling you a VR headset, and they're doing it through your nostalgia. They're doing it through your wishful memories.
Man, I find it particularly shocking to me that they're making this VR only. I find that particularly shocking. If I was a big Half-Life fan, and you're waiting,
I'd be mad
over 10 years for this.
I'd be mad.
And you've been hearing Gabe literally make jokes about how Half-Life 3 is never going to happen.
Well, it hasn't happened.
And
This isn't it.
then they come out finally,
They tease you.
they have a new Twitter account and shit. They come up with a new fucking Half-Life game. And it's not Half-Life 3 or anything that remotely resembles it. It's an offshoot for Alyx that is not only just that, but locked to the most expensive entry point in gaming right now.
Yeah.
In VR. With almost no benefit outside of playing that singular title. I think it's arrogant. I think it's foolhardy. I think it spits in the face of the fans of the franchise. And personally, I hope it doesn't do well. For those reasons.
It will, though.
It's done in poor taste, and I hope people are wise about this shit. Don't spend fucking $2,000 fucking dollars on this after you've been in waiting for so long, and this is how they give it to you, and then they're going to force you in on VR?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Don't do that shit. Don't give them this W. Don't let them get away with that bullshit. It's crazy. They could do that with like almost any other title, and okay. You're going to do that with Half-Life 3 after all the shit?
Half-Life.
Or Half-Life Alyx?
Alyx. This is
For
not.
real?
This is not a full-blown game.
No.
I'm telling you right
If
now.
it's 8 hours, I'll be impressed.
It's not. My guess is between 4 and 5 hours. My guess is it's a 5-hour play. 6 hours tops. And then when you do a rerun, like 3 hours.
Man.
And also, the voice acting, not feeling it. Not feeling it.
I don't even know. I don't know what to make of it.
I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Like, yeah, it's cool to see that world again. Cool. Don't want to see it in VR. Or at least give me the ability to not see it in VR.
Yes.
Because if that was the case, I buy this game.
This is the first kind of flagship game I can think of that has been solely locked to VR and not been playable outside of a VR headset.
And this ain't no small game.
No.
Like, I bet you it's a small game, but it's not a. It's a big deal.
This is a big deal.
Like, this is like
a major deal.
Yes, this is huge.
This is the biggest thing that happened to VR, but in a not positive way.
Yeah. It's almost like they're forcing people to buy a VR headset.
Steam has the game and headset bundle for $1,000.
Nope.
Again, that's assuming you have a graphics card and a computer that can do the shit. $1,000 is officially in the bundle your entry. That's your entry point. That is your fucking crossing the finish line on your hands and knees.
How many VR headsets do they sell, Adam?
For this game?
Yeah.
If I'm a keep it real.
Okay.
If they go north of 250,000 units on this, I will be very impressed. I think there's a good chance that this gets locked underneath the sub 250,000 unit. But if they're selling that many headsets, but that doesn't mean that they're going to sell headsets because there's already some on the market, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
But
not
not
like
that many.
this. Not like this.
So if they go north of 250, I'll be impressed. I think it's a success to them if this game sells 100,000 copies.
Oh, well, I mean, can you imagine if they saw 100,000 copies with 100,000 VR headsets? That's huge. Not only that, dude, you sell a headset, you make selling any other VR game on Steam that much easier. Mm-hmm. Because people are going, well, fuck, I spent $1,000 on this thing.
Now I need
to make my money's worth.
Yeah.
Like, if something even comes out that's reasonably good looking,
yes,
you buy it. Because if not, you spent that much money for a 5-hour experience. It's genius.
I still think if they go north of 250,000, I'll be super impressed. I'll also be depressed if that's the case.
I'm going 500,000. I'm
500,000
going
headsets.
500,000 headsets sold because of this fucking thing.
I think yeah. If they go north of 250,000 headsets,
500,000 headsets sold onto this motherfucker. Because let's not forget, the ones that were on the edge about buying a VR headset to begin with, the ones that were thinking about it, it's now sold. It's now bought. And you know what's genius about these cocksuckers? They announce it before Christmas.
Oh, of course they do.
Ho, ho, ho.
They're hoping some people are going to buy the headset ahead of time.
Oh, they are going to buy them because you know what's going to sell out and going to be out of stock come fucking April?
Headsets.
Tons of headsets. It's going to be a waiting list. Smart ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, I don't.
Ho, ho, ho.
I
Ho, ho.
I will. Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna find out. I will be fucking
Valve
shocked
single-handedly
if it goes
bringing the
north of
VR
250.
market to life with Half-Life.
Well, actually, I think it's going to bring it to Half-Life.
To Half-Life,
Yeah.
yes, because right now it's like only
It's-
quarter live.
This isn't even going to be full alive
Yeah,
yet.
we're
This is
bringing it to
still
Half-Life.
Bringing it to Half-Life with Half-Life.
Yes.
Half-Life Alyx.
Boom. Not even Half-Life 3, guys. Don't get excited.
No.
This is not it. And they're never going to tell you that. They're never going to come out and say, guys, this ain't Half-Life 3. This is Half-Life Alyx. They're going to let you think that, and then after that's done and it's not received the way that people want it to, they're going to say, hey, guys, this wasn't like an official Half-Life game.
The only thing that could have made this worse would be if this was Half-Life 3 and they called it Half-Life 3 and did all the same shit. That's the only way this gets worse.
Yeah.
And my hope for Half-Life fans is that what this means is that Half-Life 3 is happening. It's just this is happening first.
No. You know what's going to happen.
You're going to get chapters to Alyx.
Yes. You've got Half-Life Alyx, and then
Half-Life
6
Alyx
months,
episode 1.
bro,
or
and 6
2.
months, a year, you're going to have Half-Life Bang, the second chapter of this. Don't even need to buy a full game. It's just some DLC for $15. Oh, and if you don't have a headset yet, you better hop on board because there are going to be more episodes coming out every year. It's not an official game, but hey, how would you like another 4 or 5 hour episode in the VR world? That's what's going to happen, bruh. Prepare your body. Get ready.
Dude, it's crazy. I just wanted to see if there's anything in these subtweets here that we wanted to mention before we move on. So, just to give the more of an outline here, the set between the events of Half-Life and Half-Life 2, Alyx Vance and her father Eli discover a secret that leads them into the heart of the Combine's occupation of City-17 as Alyx give humanity its last chance for survival. Keeping in mind that since this happened between Half-Life 1 and 2, you already know how this ends.
It's like a prequel, like the middle.
VR was built for the kind of gameplay that sits at the heart of Half-Life, and Half-Life Alyx was built from the ground up for VR. You'll be able to play it on any Steam VR compatible system. Learn more about its compatibility and playstyles. Yeah. March 2020.
All right, that was fun.
Well, you know, I'm gonna remain positive for Half-Life fans.
Yep.
Just for them.
Yep.
It ain't for me, but I'm gonna remain positive for all you Half-Life fans out there. I hope
it's good.
that it turns out fucking spectacular.
I hope it's worth the money.
I hope it's worth the money, especially for people who are going balls deep and upgrading everything for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my bigger hope. I really do hope it turns out well. And then I inevitably hope that it comes out for not VR at some point in the future, which is a possibility. They might be locking it to VR up front and then convert it later on. But for now, it is obviously a ploy to sell loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of headsets and subsequently have people buy more VR titles on Steam. My God, this is a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for him.
Mm-hmm.